Chest included with Twitch Prime. Rated T for teen.
It is time for game number 5. That's right, Expert and Dignitas are going the distance in this series, and it's been a fun one, that is for sure.
Yes, it definitely has been. And these two teams, they like to go to the 5th map. And once more, this is crucial. Expert won in part 2 of phase 2 against Team Dignitas, which means if they now win again, then the direct comparison is in their favor. It wouldn't be tied. So that means that if at the end of phase 2 they are on the same match score, Expert would just move forward. And that is so important because right now when we're looking at the standings, everyone expects Fnatic to claim one of the 2 direct spots for the HGC finals at BlizzCon. And the second one, this is what most of the teams are currently fighting for here. So if one of the 2 teams here today fails to achieve that, that would mean they have to go through the playoffs, and you are trying to avoid that as best that you can, since anything can happen in the playoffs.
Let's see who can get the advantage here in the standings. It's time for game number 5. The battleground has been chosen. We are going to Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Map choice of Team Expert. Dignitas is going to take the first pick here. So this is what it comes down to. Twice Dignitas has taken the lead in the series, and twice Expert has negated it. Can they break through and now take their opponent down on the last map, or is this going to be where Dignitas is victorious and takes another big step towards BlizzCon?
Alright, it's time to find out here. Now, Dignitas does have the first pick, so that means they'll get the first ban. They've been banning Medivh the entire duration. If there is one battleground that you might not want to ban Medivh on, maybe this one. Although I've seen a lot of great combos here. Yeah, I haven't seen...
Like, that's the Medivh map for ADRT.
Yeah. Okay, maybe you're right, maybe.
I think this is the first map where you play them.
Well, Medivh is banned out, and a Team Expert needs to make a big decision. Ban ETC, or lose the game.
And there's again that Uther hover.
I think you have to ban the ETC, man. It's...
Yeah, ETC...
Incredible in the rotations. You can
again, that's, I think, why they're looking at Uther right now. Because they're saying, okay, it's tricky. The problem is that usually when you're... Like, one of the bigger talking points that we have is Dehaka versus ETC.
Yeah.
On this map, it's not as much of an issue than on others. That leaves you with ETC still being a fantastic hero, but Team Dignitas is heavily relied on the ETC and Divine Shield combo, and I think that's what Expert is currently thinking about. Because Uther on the side of Team Dignitas was always one of those things where you either get the Divine Shield with the ETC, or you get the Genji with Dragon Blade and Divine Shield, or both of it. So I think that's what Expert is currently thinking about. They're saying, yes, ETC is a nuisance, but he's more so a problem when paired with Uther, especially since Dignitas loves to spec into Genji. So let's take Uther out instead, which makes the ETC comp a little bit weaker, and then we play around that. I think that's the thought process here.
Well, they move into double support, Tassadar and Rhaegar. So Team Expert will have that task, they will have that backlane, they'll be able to move into a hyper carry later on in the draft. Dignitas on their side need to think about what they want to move into to help out with the ETC grab up, being able to hold them and make sure they're good to go. The good news about the Uther ban and the Rhaegar is you effectively kind of take away that Genji element you were talking about, but Greymane is still on the field, and one that could be great here for Dignitas.
Yeah, Greymane is still available, and also, of course, again, Genji is still fine. You don't necessarily need the Divine Shield, which Snitch has proven several times. It's more comfortable when you have it, for sure, but there's ways around that. Overall, though, you have to also think about what Expert wants here. What are they going to pair with the Tassadar and Rhaegar start that they have in the draft? So Dignitas needs to now think, do we ban something? Do we just pick it away? How? Right now, you're not only thinking about the 2 picks, you're already thinking a little bit about what you're trying to ban out.
Well, 5 seconds of counting here. Dignitas decided to go ahead and move into the Vala for their first pickup, and their second one will be the Dehaka.
Okay, so they have ETC and Dehaka here again, and with Vala. Again, a strong start into the draft, but at least this time they don't have Uther. That works for Team Expert, and also this is a map where ETC and Dehaka is still super strong, but it's not as dominant as it is on bigger maps where you get even more value out of side soak with Dehaka per se. But still, Expert has shown that they want to win with this double support combo. And Dignitas has now a chance to ban out heroes that they feel would combo well with Rhaegar and Tassadar. We could see a Tracer ban, for example, if they simply say, yep, Nick did such a great job on the last map, we want to make sure that doesn't happen again. Lunara is another hero that you have to at least consider at this point.
Even Cassia, something to consider. I think you have more tools to handle the Cassia with the ETC and the Dehaka, and to potentially a Strafe that gives you that chase when you want to finish them off.
And what the other heroes offer you more so is interrupts against any kind of channel, so that's also good. Brightwing as the... If they ban Brightwing, then Dignitas is going to ban Tracer.
Thinking about Auriel. As well, it is a support they want to ban out. They decide at the last second it's going to be the Oriole.
Yeah, Oriole banned out. Okay. Yeah, that would have been a Brightwing ban, then 100% Dignitas bans Tracer. They still might though, and they do.
Boom. Tracer has now been banned out. So Team Expert probably gonna move into the Lennar, you would assume.
Yeah, with them now going for Oriole, I definitely think they are most likely going to go for a Lunara. I think they were probably just saying both are fine for us, because if they ban... What happens if they ban Brightwing is it's basically they expect Tracer to be banned.
Yeah.
And if Tracer doesn't get banned, they're saying, are you insane? Of course we're going to pick Tracer now. But so they already had a plan what they want to go for if Tracer is banned out, so I don't think that's what they're thinking about here. It's probably more so a thought process, what do we leave open for our last pick to react to Dignitas next?
Well, Lunara and Cassia typically the go-tos. If you wanted to go completely outside the box, we mentioned him last game, Zul'jin. But going into game number 5, I don't think you would pull Zul'jin out randomly. Dude, Zul'jin with Tassadar Rhaegar is insane, but that is outside the box, I can admit that. Like, here's the box, and here's Zul'jin over here.
He's like, is
he on the field over there? Oh yeah, he is on the field over there. So, let's see what we're going to hear from that. Probably going to be the tank as well. Ooh, they actually go to Gul'dan and Johanna?
Okay. Alright. So, I mean, Johanna's great. I like that. Gul'dan, a bit unexpected.
Expert does this a lot, though. They'll grab Tassadar and then randomly pull out someone that doesn't really benefit as much from that task.
No, they still have the last pick.
Yeah, that's true.
This is the thing where it becomes a little bit weird to actually predict what they could play, because we have seen so many off-laners that actually played a second support, and I'm not quite sure if Athero might jump on a second support, because if not, then they're looking at the offlaner, of course, now. But we have Morales taken and Kel'Thas. So Kel'Thas was already shown by Dignitas in previous matches. We've been talking a bit about Mena being back on his mages. And I think Gul'dan as a pick could also be a bit of them just saying, we would rather deal with Mena on Li Ming or Kel'Thas than with him on Gul'dan. But now they need someone that can introduce a little bit of chaos to all of this. Continuous damage dealer here for sure.
I'm waiting to see what it is. You want somebody that can also help you get dive too, because that Morales being left uncontested will be really allowing the Vala to move forward, keep up with the pressure.
You can see the entire setup for Dignitas. Power slide, gravity lapse, you know what they're trying to do. It's a very clean-cut draft on their end.
Yep.
Very crisp. Expert, they are known for their ONG drafts. The mad scientist, does he have an answer here? Greymane. It's pretty standard. Double support for the Greymane. Oh, I don't know, I was expecting something wonky.
Well, we got Gul'dan and Greymane.
Yeah.
So
they have a lot of wave clear, by the way.
They
like
do have a lot
ton of wave clear.
Yeah. So here you can kind of let Tassadar do his own thing here. You don't have to really kind of enable a hyper carry, but it's one of the reasons why you usually have the Tassadar get picked up. Greymane does kind of okay with him too, so this is definitely usable here from Team Expert. I think I was just more of expecting that Lennar or someone that can really push the envelope.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't die to the combo with HGC and Kel'Thas, to the power slide, gravity lapse, and then the damage output behind it, if you can stay alive at the early game and you focus on wave clear, they have a chance of overrunning them. If you snowball with Expert's draft, you can take that game. You have so much poke from a distance, and you have so much wave clear, that once you start dominating the match, it's very hard for your opponent to come back into it. There's a lot of tools available, and if you snowball to 10 faster, you have also Horrify, so then you can really just like start that normal play. But if you at any point of the game start to lose control of it, I think it's becoming extremely extremely dangerous.
Well, let's see if it will be dangerous here for Dignitas. Game number 5, 2 minutes Battle Queen. It all comes down to this. Winner of this game here wins the entire match.
Game number 5, the last map. Curson this time for his team. On Rhaegar, Bad Benny for Team Expert. On Johanna, to the left side in red, it's Athero. On Greymane this time with ADRD, using Tassadar once again, and the imbalanced power of the Protoss. Nick on Gul'dan to round the lineup of Team Expert up.
On the right side, in the red, Dignitas here. Mane playing the Kel'Thas, Stitch on Vala, Zelia playing Dahaka, Bakery on Lieutenant Morales, and JPL. will be your ETC.
Now, we've seen Morales played a little bit more often from Dignitas in particular, and since the meta is now starting to move slightly away from these hyper-aggressive heroes as, for example, Illidan, not picked as heavily anymore as before, and we don't see Genji, for example, in this particular draft. Now, all of a sudden, Morales has a bit more of a standing in the meta, since she's a bit safer. It also comes because of ETC, who can provide more space to the backliner. So Morales can be very, very powerful if you can't reach her, and this is exactly what Dignitas is currently hoping for with this pick.
Yep, reaching her will be a bit difficult here for Team Expert. They have a couple of choices. If Johanna gets the flank and Grayman is able to get in that back line, thing is, as you mentioned, the space creation is great for Dig. And Dig is trying to create space now as they move in for a kill on Curson. And with a final auto attack from Snitch, Rhaegar will fall.
Rhaegar falls, but the gems are still recovered, so that was an important one. But keep in mind, what Dignitas is currently trying to do is power slide, gravity lapse, and kill, as we just seen top. So you make your rotations, you try to get these kills, and this is what Expert has to avoid. They have a lot of wave clear they can use. It's pretty easy for them to take these waves down, and that is at least a potential for snowball then later on. But the rotation game, that's what they have to be careful about. And, well, there we see exactly that. So Ethereal is already low, but he might be able to get away from this one, thanks to the shield that Tacita provided here. It was not possible for Dignitas to insta-kill.
Yep, ADRDA did save that completely. He dropped down the shield. He also auto-attacked the Kel'Thas to make it harder for him to move in and get the kill. But this rotation keeps happening for Dignitas. Man, they move into the middle, and they find a Gul'dan.
This is, I mean, it's a known combo that you want to use. The first time it was really introduced was in 2016 when we had, it was DreamHack Summer in Sweden, and that's when this combo with ETC and Kel'Thas dominated the entire tournament. It was extremely powerful. And right now, Dignitas is using exactly that again. Kel'Thas already shines on the map, and it's a hero that really enjoys to play. But the rotations are still continuing, mostly between mid and bot lane. And it's actually a bit mind-blowing to me that a hero even moved that far out. I mean, sexy Jukes, don't get me wrong, but he moved pretty far out when he saw the mid lane already blown away, so...
I don't care, man. I'm buying the shoes that he's wearing, man. He juked 3 different CCs? Girl! That was nice.
There's a wave player. 2 kills so far. What?
Just funny. You're just hilarious. All right, so Dignitas.
I didn't do anything!
Team Expert and Team Dignitas are holding now. The game keeps coming in, but it seems like Expert's starting to wisen up. Or are they? As a Thorough comes in once again, gets caught, jumps in, goes to cleave, dodges out, tries to leave, but fire burns him.
But at least he delivers all the gems. ADR, what are you doing? Pick up the gems! What are you doing, you troll? Are you griefing?
No, he's questing, dude.
He hand-delivered them to you. What the hell?
Whoops, man. It happens.
He needs new glasses. If I'm Greymane, I'm so angry right now. Greymane even darted towards him and here, it's easier for you, just take them. And AD was just like, you know, I have enough bling by myself already. I don't need that. What a diva.
Tacita is a Protoss, and Protoss doesn't care about this jewelry thing you humans care about.
Unbelievable. That's 11 gems that you just dropped.
Yeah, well, turn-in comes in for Dignitas. They found their gems, and they're going to get Web Weavers going.
Yeah. I mean, that draft is insane. We mentioned it during the draft. It's strong. It's very clean cut. You have protection for Morales. You have ETC, power slides, gravity lapse follow up, Vala with the damage output, Kel'Thas himself already. I'm afraid for Expert. I'm not gonna lie here. Their 10s are strong, and I think the wave clear they have, if they gain momentum, is gonna help them to control the game. But right now, it's Dignitas running the show in the early game, and if they continue to do that, then Expert is going to have some trouble.
Well, the show continues here in the middle lane, breaking down the turrets. They'll be able to move to the top side as Snitch is already using that Vala to break down the front wall as well. Finally, Team Expert will send someone up there to clear out the wave in the Web Weaver. Johanna will be there, but a little bit on the late side as the experience lead jumps up for Dignitas. 7 3/4 moving towards level 8.
Yeah, they have an entire level lead as we're speaking, and that is starting to hurt. The defense is strong so far. They're even saving their fountain here up at the top lane. In the mid lane, a bit of extra pressure against JPL, but with Bakery just healing away. The only thing that Morales has to do is stay all the way in the back. Nobody should really be able to get close until we're having a Horror Fire or Blessed Shield. But yeah, it's getting a little bit rough for them down here. We have good AoE poking away consistently against Team Dignitas, but it's all about the turn-in right now. Dignitas wants 2 turn-ins in a row, so they're trying to deny it to Team Expert, as they are now having enough gems in their possession to get a turn-in themselves. But that's what this battle is going to be about.
They do have the gems, a total of 33 available. Middle takes some pressure here. We're going to have Snitch moving in, and he also went for the multi-shot build away, so he's trying his best to match the wave clear that is set up here for Team Expert. JPL finds another target in the bottom. It will be a Tassadar. Luckily, he has an escape button there. Gets out with the dimensional shift. Yeah,
the pressure play that we have from Dignitas in this early game is, as expected, absolutely frightening. You have so many tools against you, and this is something that they have to mitigate somehow. They are waiting for level 10, since this is really going to be where they can make... They can actually like do something. They have tools that they can use to really mitigate all of this. Ancestral healing alone is already going to help you so much if you are trying to keep someone alive that is hit by that combo. But also just having Johanna with Blessed Shield and Horrify alone is going to be a big deal. But the turn-ins, that's really what it's going to be coming down to. And right now, Dignitas is working more and more towards level 10, and this is eventually going to mean heroic abilities. Aethero gets the shield, gets hit, and there's the slide, and that is a dead Greymane.
I am so sad for him, man. Like, he just stood there and took a tongue right away and just immediately got CC trained down completely. Aethero getting picked off, 10 hits here. Dignitas drops off their gems. They now do have enough for the second turn-in, and they have ran this map to a very solid textbook lead already as they're getting ready for the next turn-in.
Yeah, they are in complete control of this. We have the camp now taken, but that's the second Web Weaver wave, and welcome to level 10. So now we have 10 available for Dignitas. Expert is still half a level away, meaning they need to poke away once the Web Weavers come in. And there's a drag, there's the follow-up, and ADRD barely gets out. Barely. 21 gems on him. He needs to move back already. They're desperately trying to get that 10.
Team Expert will have that 10 soon. Luckily, with Web Weavers coming in, while you might take a beating, at least you're getting experience coming your way. So that's a saving grace. Team Expert sitting on the backside, waiting for that 10 to hit. Bad Benny moves in to clump up those minions, make it easier for the Gul'dan to clear out the way. But the fort begins to fall as Snitch just wails on it.
You can't fight for it even. Okay, this is it. Now you have level 10. You can defend against the Web Weavers, but then you have to make a play for the turn-in, or you are getting into even more trouble. 1 fort down, 2 forts down, second one up at the top, third one at the top lane is now being attacked too. JPL is a little bit far out, but he can always slide away. I mean, it's insane how they are not afraid of anything here.
They are just pushing themselves as far as they can here against Team Expert. With 4 people on the top, Zelia used that moment to push on the bottom side a little bit. Against Greymane, yes, he can put out some damage, but if you're in a one-on-one as Dahaka, usually you can get away pretty easily there. Dig does get 2 forts with their second turn-in, so now they're in a pretty solid spot in terms of map control.
Now, we have seen earlier how one team fight that you win can really catapult a team back into the game. We've seen it when Trick Esports was facing off against Fnatic today. But if this happens here, that added wave clear that I was talking about earlier definitely is going to play a huge role. But it's 1.5 levels of an advantage for Team Dignitas, and we're talking about soon to be hit level 13, so I think Expert needs to do something now. Get that turn in. If you don't get it now, I do not think that you're going to have a good chance of claiming it. And they are currently just not making it happen because Dignitas is pushing them back as we speak. That engage is going to be rough. Dignitas is going to hit 13.
Yep, they're going to hit it with the wave in the middle lane that's about to move into. JPL actually moves in for ADRD. He hits a gravity lapse. Mental shift being held onto there. ADRD gets away, but low on health. The Hungering Arrow comes out from Valla, and that was an untalented Hungering Arrow, by the way, chucking him low.
Yeah, so now we have the 13 talents in. Cooldown reduction for Mena, thanks to that. And also Gloom for Valla, which makes Gul'dan a little bit less effective. So Team Expert simply accepts that at this point they're just not going to get a turn in, so they're going to try and get at least level 13 talents and want to fight around that. Which is fair, but still a bit rough. They should be able to get that. Can they get 13 before Dignitas has another turn-in available?
It's only 18 gems they're away from.
Yeah, it's like pretty close. Nice Iron Skin here by Bad Benny. Dodging the stun from JPL's power slide. Well done.
Still taking the poke while the Haka works on that bottom side. They are still trying to get that level 13, but they're not soaking appropriately. That bottom lane will need to be grabbed by someone at some point by Team Expert, and that should open up Dignitas to drop a few gems. In fact, they are doing so now. 26 have been dropped off, and they have a few more available.
Dehaka with a drag here. Yeah, Zelia is going for the race guy again, gets his speed up in the brush. Zero eats some of the damage. JPL gets poked, but Bad Benny also eating the damage from Kel'Thas. They're trying to spread out, but we still have 38 gems turned in from Dignitas, and with 90 gems in their possession, Team Expert is also in the spot where if they start falling here, they are losing more than only their heroes, they're losing their gems, and that could be the beginning of the end. They need half a level until they hit level 13, and they are working quite hard to accomplish that.
Something has to break soon between both of these teams, and Dehaka is trying to force the issue by pushing the bottom lane there, trying to get Team Expert to come back at some point, or deny that experience. Thorough grabbing more experience in the top lane. They are so close to 13.
Yeah,
they are so close.
They nearly have it. It's one gem though. One gem, and there it is. Red Web Weavers once again descending. This is the third wave in a row. Dignitas is now trying to snowball this to 16. They're saying, yes, you can have your 13 talent. We don't care because we will have 16 talents and then you're screwed. And then with 16, they can actually make a play for boss. That's going to be a massive distance. We have a 2-level lead by now, so they even increased the lead thanks to Dehaka. And Expert has to just realize if they continue playing like this, eventually they're going to fall. They're not going to, they shouldn't lose a keep here, but once they have 13, they need to really think about a fight when they defend them.
But there are turrets available for Team Dignitas to grab to give that experience as they hit level 15. Poke comes out from both the Web Weaver and KT. JPL continuing to hold that front line, but with Morales on the backside, JPL doesn't mind taking some poke from his opponent, while Dehaka sits at the bottom, forcing Greymane to hang out in the area. One turret does fall, a second continues to get poked.
Rega was standing in the Phoenix a little bit longer since the Phoenix prioritizes heroes over structure, so he was trying to make sure that the structures are not getting attacked here by it, and so mitigating some of that damage. But we have 16 now, finally ready for Dignitas. Yeah, I mean, the problem just continues. Expert is down a talent, tries to get the talent. By the time they do, Dignitas has either another turn-in or another talent they can use.
I'm getting worried, man. Team Expert.
They're just dying here.
Yeah, slowly just bleeding out. They're not playing to win right now. They're playing not to lose, and it's hurting as Dignitas keeps pushing in. 3 turn-ins in full. Now can start to pull back with the Web Weavers getting cleaned up, and can threaten the idea of grabbing a boss with Zelia just floating on the map.
At some point, I'm afraid Dignitas... Oh, Tassadar is nearly dead. And,
he hits
well,
it.
scratch that. He's down, and yeah. I mean, things are becoming worse here any second now. So it's like 50 gems out. They have 110 gems. They need at some point to fight, and I'm actually really afraid that they will have to go into a fight against level 16 talents.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be the result. And eventually they have to. Look at how Dignitas is pushing this. Dignitas is simply saying, guys, like, we don't care. You can't do anything. You have nothing. Especially with Tassadar being dead.
Well, Greymane comes up to try and make something happen here with Dehaka staying on the bottom side, but Dehaka dropping down the brush sucker.
That was
coming
good.
for the fight. There will be a solid engage there. Nice. Blessed Shield. Thorough is the target, but he's able to back up with the Ancestral Healing.
Ancestral Healing is in. Tassadar is back. There's another shield. But yeah, they're poking away already. The 16 talent gives such a massive advantage, and the Blessed Shield just didn't do enough.
They back up. A Thorough gets off a nice little cocktail before they do disengage, but Dignitas does put some damage on the keep, but Team Expert holds for the moment and doesn't let it fall.
Dignitas is absolutely running them into the ground here. Dignitas is just destroying Team Expert here. The draft was just so good. The only chance that Expert had, I think, is in the early game, somehow surviving and getting these turn-ins, and without them snowballing, Dignitas is just utilizing the strengths of that draft to perfect execution here. And I mean, Expert is going to get 16 now.
So 16 in force.
Yeah, you have, like, 16. There's like another 20 seconds until we're going to see Horrify back in the game. 40 if you want to wait for Ancestral. There's 50 gems for Team Dignitas, so you can wait for most of your cooldowns, but you need a turn-in now. If they can get the momentum with 135 gems that they hold, Team Expert can make a comeback in this. But they have to win something here. ETC, again, sliding in. Bad Benny dodging most of it. Gets the shield here, getting Kel'Thas living bomb damage. We have Ancestral back in 15 seconds. They need that turn-in now.
They do. They hit 16. I'm watching Johanna, because Johanna will be the one that tries to come in for a flank and tries to make something happen. The problem is having 64 gems is making it a bit difficult to warrant the idea of going for a hard engage. Bad Benny in the front side, dancing around JPL with a thorough on the top, willing to come in, but Bakery just continues to play safe.
The iron skins from Bad Benny in this game have been insane. He's been dodging so many of JPL's stuns to stay alive here. That was fantastic. There they come in once more. They need this turn in. That's absolutely, this is the moment. This is really it. On level 16, either you make it happen here or you lose the game. Slowly and steadily. Horrify is being used. They're going in. Tacita in the back is already attacking. JPL at the front. Divine Shield. Oh, sorry. Blessed Shield has already been used. Here's the power slide that he's been waiting for. Bad Benny's in a bit of trouble. Gets the drag. Ancestral hits. They're trying to go for JPL. The poke continues. Ethereal looking for an opportunity to go for the throat.
He's trying to, but he's at half health. Is getting the shield here, working into mono attacks, but here comes Zelia. Zelia hits the drag on a Thuro, turns around and brings up the damage. A Thuro is low. A Thuro is dead as he falls here. Bad Benny being chased as another tongue hits.
The drag hits, and again the Iron Skin, they're going in, they're trying to drop a second target, but that's once more another hero down. The gems have been recovered, but still, we are looking at 124 gems and they just can't turn them in. And Team Dignitas can complete another turn in. They do exactly that right now, and once that happens...
That's top keep, easily, probably the middle keep too. If they get a kill, game.
Yeah, 6-0 in kills right now. 19 against 17 in levels, and the top keep is just holding on to maybe 100 hit points. So at this moment, Dignitas is going to get the top keep for sure. If not the top keep, then any other keep on the map here. But this could, as you said, this could be game. You take a hero down now and it's GG. And if you don't, just obliterating structures and pushing through now should give Dignitas 20.
Is it time for that Hail Mary? For Team Expert, do they just force a fight and try to find somewhere to move in? JPL's on the front side, goes for the power slide, they find a Tassadar. ADRD is the target, he falls down to half health.
They need a good Horrify and a kill riot after that. I think this is the only way how I can see them win anything here. Get the Horrify, Blessed Shield on the target and somehow take it down. Alright, there's the defense. Top keep is not falling actually. There's the Blessed Shield coming in once again. Snitch is actually low, getting a lot of damage from Gul'dan in particular. But they somehow defend here. Top keep is still alive. Mid keep has been defended, and they're going to the bottom now where they're trying to do the same thing. But Dignitas is still hitting 20.
Yeah,
any
part
second
of it
now.
is Dig just playing safe here. They know they want the 20 first before they do turn around. There is the 20 now. Do they ramp up the aggression and start to apply some pressure? Bad Benny does not have Blessed Shield for 30 seconds, but he's in that front line, setting up opportunities for Nick.
Yeah, they're starting to push that out a little bit. Once again, the healing one in the back is just doing so much. Here's that drag at Zero. Is getting, Ancestrals barely before the living bomb goes off.
Good Horrify utilized, but not much you can really do much to it. Nick takes a big amount of pressure here from the Flame Strike. Phoenix will be popped out. They're going straight for a keep here with Snitch working in the auto attacks.
Yeah, they want it. And Horrify has already been used and they didn't get anything out of it. So right now, can they somehow get that kill? 138 gems for Team Expert. But Mene is poking continuously from the back over and over again throughout this entire game. Even if he doesn't hit these Flame Strike, it forces Expert to always rotate away. They can't just engage in a straight line. We have 70,000 damage from Nick, 70,000 from Snitch. Both of them are doing so much work here, but it's Team Expert that is losing their heroes. And Team Dignitas hasn't suffered a single death yet.
With that being said, Team Expert is still holding here in a miraculous fashion. They still have all three of their keeps. They're bruised, but they're not dead yet. 18 3/4 in levels here, getting the middle lane pushed out just enough.
I'm amazed that they still haven't lost a keep. I am amazed, especially the top one. That was never pushed down is insane. But now again, there are talent behind. They are 18, nearly 19, and Dignitas is 20. And Dignitas is going to push this. They need to have a keep. On the other hand, again, I'm said it before, but I'm saying it again. If at any point Expert is able to win a fight, they can get those turn-ins one after another. Here's the mosh pit though, and it's a double. Horrify is being used, but Greymane is already dead. Greymane is down. They try to get a return kill. They don't get that. Bad Benny has 86 gems. They recovered the gems that Greymane has lost. They're still fighting. this is just getting crazy.
Dig coming back here after topping off here. Baker will get them all back and healed up. They're getting their cooldowns up, and now they'll make an aggressive play for the keep in the top left corner. Finally here, Mane drops down the Flame Strike, and it actually misses it. A shield comes out from ADRD2 to keep the keep alive.
Bakery has healed 120,000 so far in this game. The keep at the top lane finally falls. Bakery has 120,000 heal again for heroes, just because of these storms the entire time, the Echo Corruption, the Fell Flames, everything that is being pressured out by Team Expert is AoE damage. And now the play for the top is being made, and with this we should see an attempt for the core. The keep is already down, and in the meantime we have Zelia attempting to interrupt turn-ins, but this needs... Bad Benny has to turn this one in. This is going to be at least a web wave. Let's see if they can get more. The boss is taken already, so somehow there has to be a defense at the top. If the defense is successful, they hit 20. They at least have 20. So with this Web Weaver wave, if they defend, they've bought themselves the 20 talent.
They're feeling confident that they have the defense here. They put Rhaegar on the bottom to get that wave pushing out for their Web Weavers. They're going to start chunking away with Gul'dan leading the charge. Bad Benny with the Iron Skin. It will dodge out on the gravity lapse.
There is no mosh pit for another 30 seconds. Archon down for 20. Yep, there's the immediate attack against the boss. Boss is already significantly low, but here comes that move for the core. Phoenix is already in as we have Team Dignitas trying to go for victory. The fight has started. The shields are falling. The boss is about to go down. The Web Weavers are pushing through the lanes. Shield after shield dropped onto the core. Here's Vala is down. Vala is dead. The core, on the other hand, is down to 20 nearly. The boss is about to fall. Kel'Thas is also down, but it is enough. There's the death of Team Expert as the core goes down, and Dignitas takes the 3-2 victory.
Whew, a close series. Game number 5, though. Somehow, someway, Team Expert holds on to the very end, but Dignitas having just enough to push on through and get the victory. I am amazed that they kept those keeps alive for that long in the game, especially with how well we saw Team Dignitas playing.
Yeah, Expert just... I don't know. I expected, I'm going to be honest here, I expected more from Expert considering it was their map choice. If you go onto Tomb, you know exactly what the name of the game is. They didn't get a single turn, well, they got the turn in at the end. But that was already simply trying to defeat the boss. So given that it was their map choice, I expected a little bit more from them here. They held on for a long time. I mean, given the early game, they did a fantastic job to not fall sooner. But Dignitas was so dominant here. And I just thought that with the map choice, at least, of course, your opponent's first pick, it puts you in the draft, maybe in a bit of a weird spot sometimes. But I really thought that just from how the map is being played, Expert would put more of a fight up here. Because Dignitas controlled the entire game. They played so disciplined here, was actually extremely well done on their end. They dominated the early game, and they never allowed any turn-ins on the side of Team Expert when it mattered.
Well, Bakery is here to talk about the matchup. Bakery, welcome to the show here at the HGC. That was a series, man.
Yeah, for sure. One of our best series in the HGC, and it feels really good to win it.
So in game number 5 there, I felt like you guys just put enough pressure on Expert to the point where eventually they broke. They did hold in there for a long time, but what was the strategy there that really allowed for you guys to push forward and also show off that Morales?
So we actually wanted to play Morales the whole series, and I'm not sure if it was intentional or not, but they always had fantastic drafts against it, and we were like, damn it, can't play this game. And we got stuck with, like, you know, Brightwing, Karazim, and we really struggled with those weaker healers. So when they finally, like, took the Rhaegar, banned the Uther, and then had a really bad draft against Morales, we were so happy. We're like, oh yeah, like, this is it.
Well, it was great to see the Morales. I'm going to send you over to Caldor.
Well, congratulations, first of all. You guys absolutely dominated that last game, and throughout the series, you had some fantastic matches there. Currently, how strong do you feel you guys are right now? If you can compare yourself to previous versions of Dignitas where you showed up at tournaments, where would you rank yourself right now?
I think right now, when we know what we're doing and we know what the enemy team is doing, we are the strongest team in Europe. We still have a lot of rough edges, obviously coming off from the break, and also the whole new meta that we did struggle to adapt to in the past. We're still showing our weaknesses from that, but we're ironing out more and more weaknesses every day by working with our coach, by everyone putting in extra hours, and hopefully by the end of this phase, we'll be up to full strength. And I think we definitely can contest with Fnatic for the best team.
All right, awesome. That's already it. That's all I wanted to hear. So I'm very happy with that. And yeah, good luck with your next games. That was pretty awesome today.
Well, a bold statement there
Thank you.
from Bakery. Looking for another bold statement. Next week, you guys are facing off against the Zealots. And so far, you've taken down some big guns. But against the Zealots here, they've been on a hot streak lately. They had a hard time this weekend. But do you think you guys can get the victory?
Zealots are a very weird team. When they've looked good so far this part, they've looked really, really good and quite scary. But obviously, there's always those times and those games and this week their series where they do look really weak and not quite sure what's going on with them. So we're definitely going to give them a lot of respect, but I think we're very confident that this was our toughest series, and Expert are definitely in that top 2/top 3 slot.
Awesome. Well, good to hear from you. As always, Bakeries, congratulations on your victory. It was a close one. Before I let you go, the floor is yours.
So shout outs to all our fans cheering for us. It really means a lot, especially in Twitch chat and, of course, on the HGC cheer system. If you want to follow me, then you can follow me on Twitter, which is @BakeryHeroes, and tune in next week for our game against Zealots.
Looking forward to it, man. Big congratulations to Dignitas to get the victory over Expert today. This weekend was a nice weekend of Europe games, man. Let's go and look at the standing and see how everything has resulted after week number 7. Fnatic walks away with the 2 wins this weekend, 9-1.
9-1 right now, and we have Team Dignitas with a 7-4. Now they have 11 games here, of course, a few more than most of the teams that are currently sitting at 10. Team Liquid, for example, one of the reasons why they're down on the 6th spot is that they have only 9 games thus far. But yeah, overall, Dignitas definitely starting to push heavily into that 2nd spot. Team Expert is now in a bit of an awkward position here, tied up with Tricked and the Zealots. So still quite close, a pretty decent run here when it comes to the playoff spots.
Well, next weekend, all eyes will be on Team Liquid right now, as they are possibly in a spot where they could fall down to the Crucible. Friday, they're going to be facing off against Tricked Esports, so it's going to be a big match for them.
Yeah, it's not only Tricked Esports, they face at the same weekend also the Playing Ducks. This is going to be the moment of truth, not only for Liquid, but also for the Ducks.
Yeah.
If the Ducks are able to get wins against either Expert or against Team Liquid, that would be huge for them. They are in a really awkward spot. TGG is more or less confirmed to be in the Crucible, but the Playing Ducks, they still have a shot to somehow push through there. But for that, they need a big win. And next week is going to decide a lot when it comes to the standings in Europe. So it's a super important week for all of the teams that are currently looking at the Crucible and potentially even at a direct qualification for BlizzCon.
Incredible how close we still are as we head towards the final weeks of the HGC in this phase number 2. Now, a couple weeks ago, before we left for the Western Clash, we did a word association game, which was a favorite by some at home, and we're going to play it one more time here. So the name of the game here is a word is going to come up, and I have to say one word that I resonate with that word, and you have to do one too. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's pop it out here. Josh loves this game. He was smiling when he was like, hey, we're going to do it. So Team Liquid.
How does this work again?
You have to give me one word of what you think Team Liquid pops into your brain.
Slump.
Dark Monk. That's what I go with. I mean, negative, positive. Negative, positive.
Do you have to go for another one? Or
No,
like,
we're
how
waiting
does
for the
it
next
work?
one. We get 20 seconds. One pops up every once in a while.
Okay.
You at home can play this too. All right, so the next one is going to be ETC.
Mosh pit.
Broken.
Moo.
Incredibly good.
Cow level.
Yeah, Moo's the best one right there. I like Moo. Moo actually just it resonates really well. I think I'm going to change my answer to Moo as well.
You can't. It's mine.
I'm
Stop
going
stealing
to.
it away.
I'm going
No,
out there
no.
right away.
It's mine.
Okay. Next one's coming up here. 2-1. Let's figure out. The next one is going to be Kel'Thuzad. Chains and Ice.
Already tired of him. Too many trailers.
He actually whines about it completely. Like, why are
I
we
love the hero. It's great, but like I've seen these videos 20 times already. I can't see it anymore. I think I could actually go through the entire voice lines myself. by now.
Could you really? Well, we'll see if that will happen here. All right, next one. It's going to be HGC Finals. Ooh, I hope...
Fnatic versus MVP Black.
You stole my words.
What do you mean? I was faster.
All right. Well, HGC Finals, I hope we get to cast it, man. I think it'd be a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, that
BlizzCon
would be
Finals,
good.
That would be a good one.
I agree on that. That's also
Casting.
pretty awesome.
That's what I come up with there.
All right.
And, of course, the crowd. It'd be wonderful
Oh, yeah.
for the HGC
It'd be
Finals.
awesome.
Next one. Let's
All right.
see here. Cheer, Loot.
Lizard.
Lizard. Because you want the lizard unlocked?
You're getting the lizard.
That's a good idea. Cheering. Oh, man. I think of crowds. I think of the wonderful people at home. You know who I'm talking about. You right there. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Thank you for all those cheers. Always coming in there. Last one. This is the last one here.
Kartoffel.
Breakfast. Oh, man.
Doesn't exist in this country.
Sausage corn dogs.
You guys have no breakfast. Where are the breakfast cafes? I want Europe back. The weekend, you go to a little nice cafe, you have scrambled eggs with something else. Over here, doesn't exist. At least not here.
No argument. European breakfast
Sad panda.
trumps any North American breakfast. That was a word association game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. We tried to mix in occasionally whenever Josh
And
is
their
feeling
pancakes are also
in a
bad.
goofy mood. This guy hates pancakes. Are they,
No. I love pancakes, but
yeah.
you don't have pancakes.
Yeah, they're a little bit more
What you guys
thick and
have here,
juicy.
exactly. Yeah, you don't really have. Yeah, of course you were in Sweden. You had the pancakes.
Yeah, they were yummy. They were thin.
Yeah, they were really good. That's what you guys need here.
All right, guys, we're all done here at HGC Europe. We hope you enjoyed Week 7. It was a great weekend of games. We'll be back next week with more. But up next, North America coming at you.